September 1998. On the day of the Raccoon City outbreak, a group of soldiers are sent to retrieve a special item at the underground Umbrella Lab. Soldiers led by the most skilled and deadliest of soldiers codenamed Hunk. Hunk was the team leader of a private unit known as the Umbrella Special Forces, which was under the direct control of the Umbrella executives. Hunk has survived through countless missions while others could not prevail. This would get him the nickname Grim Reaper Hunk, and since he had also trained in Rockford Island and engaged in delivery missions of large-scale BOWs, he was given secret orders by Christina of the French branch to infiltrate the underground Umbrella Lab in Raccoon City and retrieve the G-Virus with the help of his teammates, and acquire a tissue sample from a host infected with the G-Virus. If anyone can get the job done, it would have to be him. They have been given a powerful heavy weapon that should be more than enough to deteriorate anything in its path, and after reaching the Umbrella Lab, Hunk sends the Delta team to infiltrate a section of the lab and search for a tissue sample from one of the test subjects infected with the G-Virus, while he along with his Alpha team comrades take the G-Virus sample from William Birkin.
This way.
It's sheer perfection. My precious G-Virus. No one will ever take you away from me.
There he is.
So you finally come.
Doctor, we're here to collect the G-Virus sample.
Sorry, but I won't just hand over my life's work.
Stop! You might hit the sample. That's it, all right. Okay, let's move out.
Little did they know that William Birkin would be the first human test subject to be injected with the G-Virus. But also, William and Annette weren't the only scientists still alive in the Umbrella Lab. Another scientist was still alive by their side, but he would end up becoming Birkin's first true victim who would be infected with a G-embryo, which would immediately reject its human host and mutate into its own form. This would give Hunk's Delta team a chance to retrieve the sample they needed. They use a radar to detect where the infected host is located, and once they're near the entrance that leads to the creature, they begin assembling the powerful heavy weapon known as a magnetic force gun given to them by their superiors. Once it's fully set up, they aim the weapon directly towards the entrance where the creature lies and prepare to fire. It charges for a few seconds and fires a tremendous blast that easily blows a hole through the doors, and even the creature is blown to bits. Meanwhile, Hunk along with the Alpha team had to deal with the G-infected Birkin.
Alpha team, have you retrieved the sample yet?
Affirmative. We'll be at the rendezvous point in 1 minute.
Roger. What was that? Something's wrong. Let's check it out. Over there! Shoot it! Eat this, you freak! I'm stopping it! What is this thing? Hurry! What is this thing? Fire! Fire! Son of a...
Going back to the Delta team, they begin destroying most of the remains of the creature they blew up, and they take the smallest tissue sample in case it tried regrowing with its mutation. While they seal it shut, one of them runs ahead to see what's going on with the Alpha team as they hadn't received a response from them. They encase it in a tightly sealed steel case and made their way towards the chopper. Inside the case, the eyeball begins mutating, growing more and more to the point of completely covering the inside of the case. They continue making their way towards the chopper and about to reach the incinerator room. But surprisingly, the G sample inside the steel case managed to grow faster than expected, and it breaks through the steel case, instantly killing the soldier holding it captive. They begin firing at the creature while trying to make contact with the rest of the team, but it continues to attack the squad and it kills another soldier. Ready to finish the remaining soldier, it reaches for his head, but something gets in between the two and takes the hit. He is saved by a T-00 tyrant sent to kill every creature unleashed by Birkin's G embryo. But this T-00 is not alone. More of them appear to their surprise, and together, they prepare to attack the creature all at once. The rest of the Umbrella Special Forces, along with Hunk, who managed to survive Birkin's attack from earlier, regroup with the soldier who was saved by the tyrant, and witness the T-00s that together crush the creature, leaving it torn to pieces yet again. And like before, an eyeball becomes the only tissue sample they can take with them, but it lands on the hands of one of the soldiers. Now that the creature has been dealt with, a T-00 approaches Hunk, looking directly down at him. Hunk has no clue what it intends on doing now, but as expected, it is not an ally to anyone but its superiors, and it strikes Hunk with a fierce punch that sends him crashing on the rest of the soldiers. One of the soldiers asks him if he's okay, and he responds, "Get the magnetic force gun out." They begin setting up the powerful magnetic force gun as quickly as they can, as every T-00 begin approaching them. They succeed in putting it together with enough distance to fire a shot directly at them. Each tyrant gets behind one another and stands still, giving them the opportunity to make their move. Hunk is not taking any chances, and he fires a wave which should easily destroy every tyrant in its path. However, they happen to line up behind each other, as they were prepared to take on the oncoming attack by countering the magnetic force gun with their combined strength. This tactic appears to work to their advantage, and the blast from the magnetic force gun is repelled back at the powerful weapon, which easily destroys it along with a few soldiers caught in the blast. Only 2 soldiers remain, Hunk and the one holding the tissue sample. They have no other option but to flee from those tyrants. As they do so, they consider the option that they might be following them for the tissue sample they're holding onto. They're lucky that it's not rapidly growing like before, and it could be because it was destroyed to pieces after it had just regenerated from a similar outcome. But they've made it this far, so there's no turning back. They enter the incinerator room where they notice a huge device that's fully covered up. Hunk's last remaining comrade was badly injured by the explosion of the magnetic force gun, and he tells Hunk that he should leave him alone and escape while he can. They're bound to catch up fast. The magnetic force gun was the closest weapon they had that could kill those T-00s, so all they can do is either hide or find an exit where they can be evacuated. But before they could make a choice, one of the tyrants caught up to them and delivered an even fiercer punch to the soldier holding the G sample, which sends him crashing directly on a large covered device, killing him with the impact. Hunk is now the only soldier left alive, standing in front of this Mr. X, who will not hesitate to finish him off as well. Suddenly, a man enters the incinerator room and commands the tyrant to halt, which he does. No other man could possibly command this tyrant. No one but the Umbrella CEO. He, along with his assistant and the bald executive, observe what just happened, and now Hunk is very confused, as it was the Umbrella CEO who ordered him to retrieve a sample of the G-Virus, which he did. But now, this doesn't make any sense at all. He tells the CEO, "Boss, you ordered me to come here, find the G-Virus and escape this damned city." The CEO replies, "Did you? It was already possible to take the G larvae with G cells in it, but I don't think you heard me clearly. I want William. What is the use of an incomplete G-willing cell? The G-Virus has a deep connection with William Birkin and his bloodline. Every other host will simply be rejected, just as it did with the victim he infected with the G-embryo." After hearing this information, Hunk is at a loss for words, as he just lost every member in his Alpha team and Delta team, all for a mission that seemed nearly impossible to pull off with these circumstances. It was an obstacle, but now, what's next? What do they have planned for him? Even the bald executive backs up after the CEO approaches Hunk. He puts his hand on Hunk's right shoulder and tells him, "Relax. These are good results. You did a fine job here. There's a helicopter waiting for you outside. I suggest you take it now." The bald executive is mildly surprised to see that the 4th survivor did not receive a punishment for misinterpreting the true mission objective. He's never seen anyone get off without any sort of consequences. Perhaps he knows Hunk at a deeper level. He is a trusted soldier by Umbrella, and even after losing all his men in this mission, the Umbrella CEO knows that Hunk is not one to betray him or the company, as he always keeps to himself, which is why they won't bother to sacrifice him over this. He retrieved the G sample that Birkin created, But now, the CEO has a new plan in mind. Birkin is going to meet a new adversary that should meet his own limits. At the same time that this was going on, outside Raccoon City, we see that in the White House, the President of the United States discusses their options to wipe out the infection that's spreading throughout Raccoon City. But in their conclusion, the best solution is to use a nuclear bomb which will guarantee to wipe out the infection. But this means it will also eradicate all uninfected survivors, all creatures, plant life, and the entire land with its power and radiation. But it's a necessary action as they cannot allow the T-virus, or especially the G-virus, to infect the world. The meeting is then interrupted by a member of the CIA who lets himself in to report to the president about the recent activity with the G-virus. They know that at this rate, the virus might already begin spreading to other towns nearby, such as Stoneville. This gives the president the more reason to launch a nuclear bomb and wipe out Raccoon City off the face of the earth. But even if this plan is the best solution to avoid the entire planet from extinction, the expressions on the president's face show no remorse, as he was instead looking forward to taking this action. Now that the president has reached a decision, the time is ticking, and those still trapped in this horrifying outbreak have a limited time to find a way out. But as you can see, even the president was not on the people's side, as he too was looking forward to the destruction of Raccoon City. No idea why, as we rarely get a glimpse of the president of the US and what his motives are. But now you know how he felt about that decision, and most importantly, how Hunk managed to survive after what happened when the G-infected Birkin fought back. Always remember that the Manhua side stories are not to be taken as canon to the video games, but instead as a way to expand the events to try and make sense of how it all went down. So in other words, think of this as a what-if scenario for characters like Hunk. Looking for that raw, unfiltered material that tells it like it is? Don't Watch Mojo has some of the best insanely edited content bringing street cred to the internet. You'll get to know more about the events going down in Los Angeles. You'll get updates on unique bands, performances, movie reviews, and more. Its incredibly edginess will ensure that you will never want to leave this channel. So pay the man a visit and subscribe to his channel. If you're looking for some very entertaining Resident Evil live streams, Big Meaty Claws has you covered. She streams on Twitch every week, so don't miss out or the suspense will kill you. I'll be dropping by her streams after uploading new videos, so you'll surely find me on the live comments giving tips for those sticky situations, or just to hang out with the crowd. Nakavelli is a channel that provides you with some soothing beats for a dosage of relaxation. The background song playing right now is part of his collection. If you make videos and would like to use background music such as this one, be sure to check out Nakavelli's channel and you'll definitely get your wish. These are underrated gems, my friends. Go check them out. They have an incredible passion for what they do and deserve the recognition. Last thing I want to mention is that I recently made an Instagram account where I mainly post my artwork, Injustice 2 screenshots, and more. So, with that said, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. But most importantly, be sure to turn on notifications because YouTube won't bother to do its job, even if you're subscribed. If you're a Patreon supporter, check out the exclusive videos on my Patreon. Go support the channel, which is only $1. Sacrifice that McChicken for extra quality content, my friend. But anyways, I'll see you on the next video, and remember to have an awesome day.